Welcome back to the Ciaran and Josh experience. I'm Josh McKenna.
And my name is Ciaran Sanders.
And our wonderful guest today is
Mr. Luke Bidulka.
Welcome, Luke.
You don't need to use the Mr. That's
Yeah,
Luke Bidulka's
I
okay.
I prefer to use my proper title.
Okay.
He's an engineer. You can tell already.
Wow.
The elitism.
Yeah, I know.
strong.
We're just two young arts kids just trying to live our lives in this harsh 2018 world.
Yeah. Did I mention how many courses I'm taking?
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
Hit us with it.
Yeah. Just do it again, though. Why don't we?
More than you. That's the main point.
I'm taking 5 the next semester.
Oh, I'm taking 6, Doug.
Are you really?
Come on, man.
Okay, six
Or
or
labs.
and labs? Do labs count as courses? Because you only get, how many credits for them?
I have arts
Wow.
labs. I have arts discussions.
I took a- I took
so
a-
technically that's another class.
you
So
go
then
and
I'm
share your
taking like
feelings?
friggin' like 9 classes.
I
then.
took an online course that had labs. Does that
Okay, we
count?
go by credits then.
I think I got 3 credits for it because it was a
No,
regular
total,
course.
Like the credits of this semester. I don't want to start with this. I actually sound like a dick.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole point. We put you off on, so
Got me,
easy.
dude.
Okay, these mics aren't like.
Jeez.
Okay, whoa. These weren't designed by an
Rip off
these were
it.
designed by an engineer, but not a great engineer. Okay.
Where am I supposed to? There we go. This
Yeah.
is this a good distance?
He's an engineer, but
Yeah.
he can't figure out how to use a microphone.
I'm not very
so-
good with technology.
You're not that kind of engineer, huh?
Not a tech guy.
All right. So currently, before we started, I have to give a special gracias to Paulina and Mauricio of Familia
Indeed.
Living in Mexico City because
With
we're
a sick vape.
Yeah, they didn't give me a vape, but they did give me some incense. Incensio.
Incense is cool. Vapes are not.
Yes, they are. Incensio on Espanol. So, muchas gracias, Paulina y Mauricio.
Can we make a comment on
Nice.
the particular scent?
Egyptian musk.
Yeah.
And it came in a single little, like a little plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
And it was given to me. I walked into their furniture shop, and I was like, oh, ¿cómo se dice en español? How do you say in Spanish for you lay people who don't understand Spanish? And I pointed to the incense, and they said, incensio.
Wow.
And I said, me gusta incensio. I like incense in
Translation.
Spanish for those of you who don't understand
the
it.
layman. The layman.
Yeah, the layman. And Paulina walked to the back of the store, got a single sleeve of incense, and was like, do you want one? I said,
Incensio.
oh, incensio. Of
You
course.
want to be culturally
And I
sensitive.
said,
but-
oh, muchas gracias. Muy amable. Very kind in
Oh,
Spanish.
yeah.
Very kind. Yeah.
What, did you take her out for dinner after that?
No, we went out for tequila. You think I'm joking? I went out for tequila with her, yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Dude, I have a picture. I'll post it.
Is she cute?
Okay, yeah.
Well, it was like my cousin's friend. So it wasn't even
okay.
like...
So it wasn't some random.
Oh no, it wasn't a rando. No, I
Okay.
spent
Yeah, no,
I
it was
spent
like
I
some
spent a fair
random
bit of
shop,
time in their
like-
furniture shop. Actually, I watched I watched a World Cup game in their
Oh, wow.
furniture shop. I was walking back from the gym. Yeah, I know, right?
You worked out?
I did that time. And I was walking back, and I was looking at my watch. I'm like, oh crap, the England game is on, and the England-Croatia game. And I was like, oh, dang, I gotta watch this. And I was like looking around. I'm like, there's no TV around here anywhere. It was like a
Yeah.
really suburban area. And then I walk into like the furniture store because I knew that furniture store. And I was like, is it okay if I watch the game? And they're like, oh, yeah, bueno, claro. And I was like,
For the
it's like-
layman's.
it's like, good, okay. That's all I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
They said a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then I watched the game in their furniture store on a big old fat lazy boy.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
It was nice. We did. England lost, but
Mucho bueno.
Yeah, that was a
mucho
shame.
bueno. Sí, señor. Yeah, that's
Wow.
all I got to say about that. Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
So, Luke, who I have it written down on our schedule here. Luke, colon, who is he to us? So,
What about
Josh,
Luke's colon?
what?
Who is Luke's colon to us?
Are you that kind of engineer, Luke?
Huh?
What?
That kind of friend.
Oh. Whoa.
Wow, we
Whoa.
try
You
to
guys
run
backing
a
out of
PG
this?
We try to run a
My
PG.
grandma, I
podcast.
just saw her, and she says she listens to this.
Uh-oh.
I'm
It's all
sorry.
good, but I don't think she's
We
really met you.
apologize, Grandma Sanders.
Are you
Grandma.
guys embarrassed?
Oh,
to
other
know
other
what kind
grandma.
of friend I am to you? Is that what this is?
I'd rather keep some things
Well,
private. I wouldn't put it on. You
I'm
know,
a pretty
I don't
just
hang
say-
my.
put it all out there.
Let's just say there's a reason you haven't been on the podcast yet.
Yeah, I don't hang my dirty laundry out
Hang
in the friggin' social media like those people.
All right. Well, apologize for that then.
Alrighty. We can just skip who he is. I guess it's already solved. That question's answered. I have a quick funny story actually to tell you guys.
I can't just.
No. Okay, so I think I probably met Luke before you, hey?
Luke and I played soccer together.
But
Way
not
back in
until
the
like
day?
grade 9.
Technically, yeah, way back.
Yeah,
in the
remember
day.
that?
Yeah, like grade like.
Earlier, I'd say grade
3,
1,
4,
like
well,
grade
really?
1.
something
Okay.
like. real
Dude,
early
way
on.
back in the day, we had the reversible jerseys. Remember that?
Uh-huh. The
I don't
old
even-
red.
Was that Mike McKenna who was running the show back then?
No,
that was
Mike McKenna never
Mr.
coached.
Bianchini.
Oh, Mr. Bianchini, Rod Bianchini,
Rod Bianchini.
running the U7 soccer,
Oh, jeez
the
Louise.
Stingrays. Oh, the Stingrays. Remember that? And we had Chris Achille on that team too.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah,
I
did
didn't
we?
even know that.
Yeah, we had his dad was the coach.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Big Ben.
Greg.
Big
No.
old Ben.
Oh, Big Ben.
Big
I went to
Ben.
high school with him. I went to elementary
All right,
school
all
with
right,
him.
guys.
I go to
Everybody
school with him
knows
right
who
now.
these people are.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
Luke and I are just connecting on his
Yeah,
whole
but
other
yeah.
plane. Yeah.
Speaking of Mike McKenna, though, he actually recently only just listened to our first episode, but he
Jeez,
I
is he
know.
behind?
I know.
Is he behind?
Dude, the
and
support
because
is
all the
strong.
time I say, have you even listened to any of the episodes? And he goes, I'd listen if you recorded something worth listening to. Hits me with that one.
How do
right?
you know
How
though?
does he know?
I
How does
know,
he
I know. I
know?
said you gotta listen. So then he listened to the first episode. He's like, "Hey, that was actually pretty good." He's like, "And I really enjoyed the Mike McKenna shout out. Say thanks to Ciaran for me." So,
Shameless self-promotion.
I know.
Shameless.
he only liked it because we talked about his coaching.
Yeah,
career
of
on
course.
there.
I love Mike
Oh, well,
McKenna.
Mike
But-
McKenna
it's gonna
actually Mike McKenna is probably one of my favorite people
Really?
ever in the whole planet. He, Mike, if you're listening to this, you're the best. I wish you were my father instead
Wow.
of my actual biological father. And I will be eliminating Josh and taking his place within 5 years.
Well, just be
Dang.
careful because it took him how many months to listen to the first episode? It's going to take him I don't know how many more to
Couple
get
of
to
years.
episode
And
12.
Mike, I do take direct deposit.
Yeah, but he's not
in
going to
addition
listen to
check.
this until like at least 3 years down the road with the rate he's
I don't
going
even
at.
know if he's gonna be alive by the time he gets to
Yeah.
this episode. So
Is the rate he's going? Oh man, that's
I'll tell
going
him
to be
to skip
very.
to the important one.
Okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
put a little timestamp or whatever in our YouTube
we'll
video.
We'll just add asterisks to all the important episodes. Like, only listen to the ones with the asterisk.
I mean, there'll just be
Yeah.
one.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
listen to this one. You can just
Yeah.
give it to him in a hard copy, like
Yeah.
a CD.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah,
more
give
his.
him
Give him a tape.
Yeah, give
put
it.
it
It's
on
more
vinyl.
his an
Come on,
8-track.
don't cheat.
Yeah.
An
Give
8-track.
him an 8-track.
It's more
you
his
gotta flip
speed.
it over halfway through the podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
But yeah, I know Luke from back in like grade 8, like first year of high school.
Grade 7, dude. We.
Oh yeah, okay.
in,
We
like,
went to
the
youth.
like
Oh
the-
no, I started going to youth in or junior youth
Yeah.
Thrive in grade
Yeah,
6, right? And we got to
Illuminate.
know each other then, and we hung out a bunch in high school,
That's right.
right?
Mm.
Yeah. We'd always do. I mean, Luke was super into parkour, and he'd be like taking me to like the
Yeah.
parkour.
People
gyms
who are
This is one
listening,
good-
Vancouver.
this is not even a joke. Luke was so into parkour. You're not really into it
It's-
anymore. are
He
you?
had a
Not as
YouTube
much.
channel. Can we link his YouTube
No,
channel?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we can link
Actually,
his.
yeah, my
we
wall
can-
run tutorial is pretty
Yes.
quality.
It's
Let me
pretty
just
good.
tell you there.
We can listen
It's
to
just
or
like a 13-year-old boy teaching you how to run up
Yeah.
a
Hey,
wall.
Guys, just put your foot
Sometimes,
down.
if you can't do it properly, grab a stick and help push yourself
I
up
never-
the wall.
so good. Oh
Fake
man.
news.
And you had your Instagram account too. Yeah.
That's right. Phonetics parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like
Little
you had a
shiny.
parkour group that you started,
Yeah,
and
dude.
then they followed me, and I followed back, and then they were like, "Coming soon."
Oh
and
yeah,
then
no,
it
that
never
was
came.
ADR or something. It was 3 letters that started out, and I just thought it was a little.
Oh, geez, yeah,
even
that's
in my
right.
grade 9 mind, I was like, "Is this even really going anywhere?" Like,
It didn't. It was one post, I believe.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was.
That was
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What was it
Remember-
like something like Adventure Crew or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it was something
Adventure
equally as cringy.
ADP or something.
yeah.
Adventure
Adventure, like-
Directions Parkour or something.
Adventure
just
Squad. Adventure
made-
Squad? I feel like it was like
It was something
like,
squad.
oh, jeez.
You were the cutting edge.
I kind of forgot about that actually.
Mhm.
I was thinking I was a little blocked out actually.
Yeah, I think you blocked it out in the
I'll-
trauma.
I'll make a therapy appointment. It's all good.
Just
Yeah.
like every time.
Look, to
Like,
clarify,
Luke would-
I swear I was sick. I used to
Yeah.
compete.
No,
I
Luke-
used to compete. I won like a T-shirt one time. I
You
also-
gave me a free lesson. I
won a
remember one time.
backpack. I won a backpack. That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
I,
but Luke would be like going to he'd like go to someone's houses and he'd like meet like his friend's parents or something like that, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm into parkour," and they'd be like, "Oh, what is that, Luke?" And he'd be like, "Whoa!" He'd be like, "Well, basically, it's like the French started it when they were like fighting in the army, and
I was a parkour evangelist.
it's basically the most efficient way to get from point A to point B." And so I've
then
been working
free running.
really hard on, and I'm also into free running,
There you
which
go.
is like jumping
Oh,
over
man.
tables and
There's
stuff.
adding
and,
flair.
like,
It's the art form side of parkour, man. You gotta get it straight.
Is it dancing? Is it
you
martial
can incorporate
arts?
aspects of both of those. It's free.
Is
alright?
is
You
it
incorporate aspects of all
a
those bad
physical event?
boys. A little bit of both. A little bit of
Is
all
it a
of that.
sport?
You can tie in all. People come into it from martial arts, from dance, from gymnastics. You tie it all in. Have a good time, man. It's like jazz.
My
Yeah,
favorite
It's like,
part.
remember that one time I said I went
Oh.
to a jam down in Los Angeles and Josh roasted me for weeks? He's like, "You can only jam with musicians."
Yeah.
He's like, "Shut up, Josh.
It's a parkour jam.
It's an art. It's an art form, man." It's
Luke,
like-
Luke would be wearing these like, what are they called? Like
Yeah,
harem
Josh.
pants.
Josh.
Yeah, and they're like super.
Big floppy
it
bangs.
looks like you're the Michelin Man from the waist down.
Oh.
Like,
Like I tell you, they're hip and trendy. I swear. I still have them. I got like 2 of them for like 100 quetzales in Guatemala. And then I
Oh,
got
they're into
these-
parkour
yeah.
down there.
Oh yeah. Big.
but
Guatemalans, they have a lot of spare time.
Oh
and-
yeah.
and
they'd be like,
Really
"Yeah,
cutting edge.
we
Like-
wear the baggy pants so it really outlines our motion."
No, the
Uh,
sweatpants. Remember?
Yeah.
Dude, the
Oh,
huge.
My
sweatpants.
favorite part of the
Oh.
parkour was the outfits that you would
Yeah.
rock. Like
Yeah.
we would just go to someone's house to watch a movie, and you'd wear like your parkour stuff. You
Oh,
came
yeah.
from the parkour gym or something,
Yeah.
and then you would rock it, and I'd be like, "Holy, what?
What's going on?
Yeah, what is
What am I
up?
looking at?
Yeah, what is up? What is down?
What
What
is-
is what is left? What is right?
Yeah.
No,
boy.
I remember he took me to the parkour gym a few times.
There's just selfie
And-
floating around of Josh posing in the mirror.
Oh, it's
And
real
Nick
great.
Scott sitting
You're in
on
there
the
too, hey?
bars, and I'm there. But Josh has got this sweet post. I think it's on his Instagram. I swear it's on your account.
definitely.
It is.
If you scroll back far enough,
It
on Instagram,
is.
you can
So
find
then
it.
you can see evidence of this face.
Yeah. It's it was a good post.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
such a good pose,
But,
man. Oh, it perfectly encapsulates who you were as a person
Yeah.
at that point in time in your life.
Yeah, but I don't know. Every time I went, it was like they'd always play this music there, which I can't describe it in any other way other than it just like breeds discomfort. I don't know what it is about the parkour community, but it's just like this music. You just be listening to it for hours, and it would just like something about it just makes you feel so like uncomfortable and out of it. I don't
Really?
even know
Was
what
it- I don't- I
genre.
literally have
remember it would
no
always be so
memory of
weird.
what the
Every
music was
time I
like.
went there, I would just complain about the music. And there was like a little like, how can we improve, like little sheets. And one time I was like, play better music, and like put it
Really?
there.
You're
Yeah.
lethal.
Dude.
You're
Yeah.
a savage.
Lethal.
Oh my gosh.
I
Absolutely.
know.
I'm surprised
Damn.
they let you back in after
I
you
know.
burnt them to a crisp.
Well, it
This
was
is
all
how you
anonymous.
roasted
It
our
was all
music.
anonymous. So
Oh, okay, good. Because I went to that same gym. I don't remember feeling dead inside after leaving.
I
because
literally
of-
don't even remember what music was played.
was
Like, I
like-
have no idea what
it
genre.
was
I have no memory. I was there a lot.
Remixes of like pop songs and
no,
kinda,
it
like,
wasn't that. It was like
underground.
super weird stuff.
What do you mean by super weird? Like
I already told you there's only one way I could describe it.
Yeah,
I
he's not-
apologize.
that's
He's
not a very.
not straying,
I mean,
man.
weird. Like
I more so
like-
remember the feeling it made me feel than what it actually really sounded like.
there's a lot of music that like what's that 20-minute song you made me listen to?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. Like that made me
She
feel
Loves
a little
Us
weird
by
and uncomfortable.
Swans.
It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like I ascended.
Yeah.
Like through 6 dimensions.
Yeah.
But you could say it's weird.
It's weird. I don't think it was like. I
Like
think
if that was playing when I was
I think
trying
there's,
to like,
like-
get a workout, like I don't know what would be happening.
I think there's like weird good and like weird bad, and that was weird bad.
I love Josh's. It made me feel uncomfortable. Like my body
Maybe
was
something
Okay,
you got like touched. You know?
Yeah,
Like, that
honestly,
sounds like
Josh, were you like experiencing growing pains when you were going there? Like, were you?
It
Like, what
provoked
happened?
growing pains.
What? Oh
is
my
this a cover up?
God.
Are you trying to send us a message?
But what?
Are you trying to like?
Dude,
Is
I
this
don't even
code?
know where this is going, man. What are you looking? You're looking real strange at me. The listeners at home
Is
can't
there something
tell.
you'd like to tell us?
I wish that we had a camera set up to capture this, but you're friggin' weird, man.
Yeah.
You're weird in a bad way.
You're weird in a bad way.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we all hung out in the same friend group for a while, and it was real. It's real nice. We bonded over the years at
Yeah.
youth,
Absolutely.
Creation Fest.
Creation
don't
Fest.
even bring it up.
Can't
This
play it.
podcast
It's such
this
a
podcast
stereotype now
has
for this
seen
podcast.
so
Oh,
much
boy.
of
So
Creation
much
Fest.
Creation
Really?
Fest.
Yeah, too
Well,
much, man. Have you been listening to our episodes?
Not
Oh
all.
my
Like, not
gosh.
gonna lie.
Wow.
I'm sorry, guys.
Shame.
What episodes have you heard?
Oh, you know the ones.
Oh,
I've
my
heard all the
goodness.
episodes that I've been in.
Have we talked about Mariana's
Come on,
Trench
Luke.
on this
Which
show?
What? Why?
Which episode have you been
No,
in?
The band or the
no, from Creation.
Mariana's Trench?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
which,
yeah,
which
yeah,
episodes?
yeah.
Which episodes have you listened
Oh,
to?
Like,
yes,
I'm
yes,
not a
yes,
names
yes,
guy,
yes.
man.
Oh yeah, you're not a names guy. You don't remember the guests that were on the episodes that you listened to?
I was on the Angela one.
Oh, yeah, that was a
wow.
good
I
one,
listened to
actually.
the
Alright,
first
yeah, that was a
one.
good one.
I listened to the Aiden Sanders one.
Okay, yeah, that's decent. That's
Fair
good enough. You get a
And
pass.
I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ciaran, you want to hit us with your quick funny story?
Yeah,
Haha.
quick funny story. Haha, underlined. At work today, well, I work at a fruit stand at the Tsawwassen Ferry Terminal. Very relaxing, very easy to do. We have a sign out front that says, "Alert, last fruit stand before Vancouver Island. We're at the terminal." It's fruit
Dude, that's
humor.
a good selling point. I
Dude,
don't know.
it's fruit humor. I get every sailing,
Never mind.
every sailing that comes through, it's new people, right? So
everyone,
every half hour, someone comes up to me. Probably more than one person. Usually, like 10 people are like, huh, "Are you sure there's not one in the water?" And I'm like, "If you find one, let me know and I'll change the sign." And then they go, "Oh," usually older people, and that always gets a laugh.
Oh,
And
boy.
that happens every half hour. So it's like playing the same bad movie over again. But
It's like
anyways,
Groundhog Day.
yeah, exactly. But
All day.
today, a German man walked up to me,
Oh.
saw the sign, he was reading it, and there was no one else around, so I was just kind of standing there.
A singular
Yeah.
German man.
Singular German man, and he looks at it, and he looks a little bit confused. I didn't know he was German at this point, but he turns to me and he speaks in a German accent. That's how I knew he was German.
Yeah.
And he says, "There are cities there, right? I've seen pictures." And there's cities, and I immediately knew this man thought that
There's no
Vancouver
more fruit.
Vancouver Island is a wilderness. You
There
have
is-
to hunt for your food. There is no grocery stores there. There is no people there. And I was like, yeah, there's cities. There's people that live there. There's like grocery stores and stuff. And he's just like looks at me. He doesn't smile this entire time. He's like,
There's no smiling
He's
in
like-
Germany.
okay, yeah, thank you. I was like, yeah, it's a joke. It's just
So I don't know
it's a
jokes
j-
in
it's a-
Germany.
It's a joke, yeah. And he's like, "Thank you," and walks away. I just thought that was a funny story, and it really fit the stereotype, having a German accent. I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Dude, I actually ran into a German guy the other day too. He was this young German guy, and he was waiting at the bus stop, and he came up to me and the people I was with, and he said something like, okay, first he was asking about drugs for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Where were you?
getting them and stuff, just at the Ladner Loop, the bus stop.
What time?
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of
No,
drug
it was
deals
like,
there,
in the morning, like
yeah,
yeah,
right. Yeah,
At,
morning
like,
commuters,
9:30.
dude, big business.
and he had like dreads and stuff, and then he had a big backpack. Looked like he was just like backpacking around or something like that.
It's for his
And
big
then-
drugs.
And then he was like, are there any forests around here? We're like, what? He's like, yeah, are there any forests around here that's like within walking distance? And we were like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could go to like Ladner Harbor Park. It's probably gonna take you about half an hour to get there. And he's like, oh, okay. I want to go for a walk, and I have to hide something. And we were like, what?
Why are you telling us? Why
Yeah,
are
you
you
didn't need to
telling
include that
us?
last
And we
part,
were
man.
like,
I don't know.
oh, okay, yeah, you can do that there.
It's great for hiding things. I in fact myself hide things there. Quite
Yeah,
often.
but what I got from my conversation with him is that there was like something that he wants to like hide in the forest,
Oh,
probably
really?
for someone else to
Why?
pick up. And then I also
what,
got
what tipped
like,
you up from that?
he wanted he wanted somewhere. He like specifically was saying like he wanted it to have like a lot of space where he can like walk around. So I think he was like dropping off for someone else, and he was just going for a little forest trip for the day. You know?
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Absolutely.
Tripping in the forest.
Okay, next thing up on our little list. Okay, you guys were talking about Trump's Space Force.
Oh, baby.
I have no
I
idea.
can't
I
believe
haven't
I
heard.
heard any of this.
I've been living
Dude,
under a rock.
Trump was just like, we're making the Space Force, man. We gotta protect our assets
in space.
in space, man. The Chinese are coming.
He said
Are
it's
you serious?
important to have American dominance in space.
Are you joking?
He's investing like
not.
billions of dollars to
100%
make a
not.
space force.
Yeah, and
has
then
he
was like,
has he seriously asked this, or has he like
No,
tweeted about it?
okay.
He did first. It was a joke initially, and then things picked up steam, and he was like, you know what? This is actually a great idea.
All
and
right.
then things proceeded, and here comes
Check
the
this
data.
out. So, on June 18th, he announced this. He called for the creation of the Space Force.
June 18th. I missed
Yeah.
all of this.
During the third meeting of the National Space Council. And this is a quote from President Donald Trump. I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces.
Wow.
He said, that's a big statement.
Yeah.
He confirmed.
No, he's not wrong.
And just, I believe it was today or yesterday, Mike Pence called for it to happen. He unveiled plans to have the Space Force up and running by 2020.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I think like
I feel like there's so much better uses for that money right now.
it depends because so I was reading a little bit more about it too, and like they're actually just a lot of it. They're not starting from like nothing. They are taking like there's already a pre-existing branch of the Air Force called like the Space.
The Space Air Force.
The Space Air Force, not the Space Force, not to be confused with that because that doesn't exist yet. But
Oh.
it was the Space Administration, whatever.
Luke, you just wait till 2020, boy.
Just wait till
Yeah.
2020, boy. And so they're taking that and then saying you're now the Space Force,
Oh.
and then
okay.
like giving a
Okay.
bit more funding and specific policies and focus.
Yeah.
So it was kind of already
Restructuring it a little bit
Yeah.
so that they're more.
So it doesn't sound. It's not actually as bad as it sounds, and then also so
They also have NASA. It's not like they don't have a space
Yeah.
program to begin with.
It's a
It
bit different because
just-
it'll be military like focused. I
Yeah.
think it'll be like personnel trained to like I don't know anti-satellite bit like nuke other satellites and like
It just seems like is this like a pressing matter?
I mean
Like-
it's growing like
It's definitely growing. Like you know,
space stuff is kicking up really
Yeah.
with a lot of the private
look at
industry.
Tesla
The
and
thing that he
all
was
that.
like stressing the most was that like we need to have American dominance in space. You know, I like they have this whole thing where like we need to have American dominance overseas. We need to have, American dominance
Mhm.
all around the world, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it does seem like the best focus. Like why?
well, you look at it like NASA doesn't even fly its own rockets anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like they stopped doing that,
Yeah.
and I think that it's just like, because now all American astronauts just hitch rides with like
The Russians.
Russians in like
The Soyuz-
Kazakhstan.
The Soyuz
Yeah.
rockets. But
Why not
it is
work
changing.
together instead of just
It is changing
American
because now
dominance in space?
it is now actually they just announced the newest the 6 astronauts to fly on the first privately launched rocket like manned mission. So that's through SpaceX and then
Wasn't that supposed
through
to
Boeing.
start happening back in 2011?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But people like Musk and whatnot are not very good at meeting deadlines that they set. They set really overly ambitious deadlines and then miss them. But at least they're like pushing things. But they do miss their deadlines a lot. But yeah, so I can't remember when the launch date is for that. But they'll be launching like crewed missions from U.S. soil and all that jazz, launching people. So that'd be the first time it's like a non-government rocketry.
Well, I know, like this is way back in grade 7. I did a newspaper report back when they actually printed newspapers, and yeah, way back then. Remember?
Wow,
And it was
that's
about this
retro.
one presidential candidate, I want to say, for the 2012 election, and he was saying he wanted to do a moon base. He wanted to have an American moon base, which, like, thinking about it, like, everyone, as soon as he said this, it was at a debate, and I remember reading the paper, like, everyone started laughing at him, and he was like, no, I'm
Yeah.
serious, like, we need a moon base. And then I thought about it, and like all the scientists are saying, like, there's no need to go back to the moon, like, haven't been back since 79, like, There's a reason we
Yeah.
haven't been back since
Well,
'79, and
I mean, it depends because it's not entirely true that we haven't been back, because they aren't like we have sent a lot of probes since then to like scope things out. It's just like in the Cold
no, he was
War,
talking
they were,
about like a manned,
Yeah.
like an actual base, military
no,
base
exactly.
on the
Trump
moon.
is sending people back to the moon.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He also announced that. Well,
Why?
Well, so for
Yes, Josh. Why?
That's a lot of money.
no, let me tell you.
Why?
Let me tell you. So this is my business because I'm a big space boy.
Yeah.
And
Are
I
you
love
one
me
of the
some-
people
love
that
me
he's
some
sending?
rocket science.
Are you one of the people he's sending up to
Dude,
the?
I wish
Yeah.
that would be so dope. But so I didn't have to.
Luke, you lived a mini eternity there, where you actually
did,
were
that was
like,
like-
you met the president, you talked to him, you sat down, had your
You know
training.
Rick and Morty, like the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
When
You.
play,
Yeah.
What's the name of
Roy.
it? Roy. It was that.
Mhm.
That's what it was. I joined the Space Force.
Yeah.
And no, but with the moon business, so there's arguments for it because people are like, some scientists are like, no, it's a dumb idea. We've already been there. We did our stuff. We need to go to Mars. The problem is we do want to go to Mars ultimately because Mars is pretty dope.
We want to go to Venus, according
wanna
to
go to
Scott.
Venus.
According to Scott,
I mean, good luck.
he's a scientist. I
What
don't know
did
who
he-
you
why did
are.
he say we wanted-
Some
I mean,
engineer.
Venus would be sick.
Venus is apparently has a lot more potential to be livable.
Venus?
Yeah, he's a
What did he
scientist.
say about that?
You know what,
Oh,
Scott?
why don't you listen to the
yeah,
episode?
he's a scientist. You're an engineer. You just
I'm
don't
gonna
even
There's
need
some-
to
apply.
work.
there's-
He's the one who says let's do it. I'm the one who makes it
No,
happen.
there's some big
Sure,
workarounds,
okay.
but he
But,
did make a very strong case for Venus actually being more livable.
I'm
Mars is
behind
just
I mean,
closer.
the record for keeping a piece of machinery alive on Venus is like 8 minutes before it melted. Because it's
So?
like it's got
yeah,
like
he said it would have to be some sort of like above the surface.
clouds
I don't
floating
know,
on the
something
clouds.
like-
Kinda,
Yeah,
something.
Cloud
I mean,
City.
yeah, that's like
Right.
Empire
partially
Strikes.
reasonable.
Empire
I've read
Strikes
theories
Back.
about like building a little base floating along the
Yeah.
high pressure.
Have you
systems,
seen it?
but, like,
Star Wars Episode 5.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Bespin. I mean, yeah.
We already have a functionable Lando Calrissian after the original dies in Donald Glover.
That's true.
Right.
Actually, we could send him there.
Exactly. He can be
He can be on the
the
Space Force.
the custodian of
Yeah.
this or
Um,
what is it? No, not the custodian. That's a janitor. What does he say the line in the movie? Or he's like, I'm the owner of this base.
jeez, I can't
Like,
remember.
all this cool Billy D. Williams, whatever.
I don't. I
You
couldn't
don't like
tell
Star
you.
Wars, man?
I love Star Wars, but I can't remember the dialogue.
Okay,
word
wait.
for
The
word.
argument for the moon, though.
You
just to
haven't
get
seen
back
it
to
enough,
Answer the
so-
question.
Yeah, of course,
The arguments
Luke.
for the moon are that like we're not that great at making like habitable bases. We've done the ISS, which is pretty good, but we don't have experience doing like land bases and like harvesting resources or something like that. So we go to the moon, get our technology good, and then go to Mars. It's like
Get our
practice.
technology good.
Get our technology good, and then it's better, and we have some experience.
That's the tutorial before
It's
you're
the
allowed to
tutorial
go into the main of the game.
before
You know what
the
I'm
main
saying?
game.
Yeah.
That's like the argument for it, because like.
It's level 1-1 of
Level
Mario.
1 because there's issues with making a Mars base as is. You got like radiation, you have like no water, and it takes a really long time to get there. The moon, I mean, also doesn't have a lot of water. Obviously, it also has some radiation, but it's closer, and we know more. We've mapped more of the moon, and we have it a little bit more figured out and that kind of jazz. So that's like the argument for doing it.
I feel like
It's
there's
mainly the practice argument.
more like financially efficient ways to get prepared to go to Mars, though, than to spend more time on the moon.
I mean, like what?
Josh, your rebuttal.
Like you can think it.
We
but, like,
just gotta have Scott back.
Yeah, but like there is good arguments for like skipping. Like I know Bill Nye is a big proponent of like, I go back to the moon. We can just go right to Mars, man.
Yeah, but Bill Nye, like, he's not even. He's actually not a scientist,
No,
man.
he's
Like,
an
he does
electrical
not.
engineer.
Yeah, he does not have a PhD or anything. Like, not a doctorate.
Oh, I
And,
didn't
like,
know that.
No,
That's
I don't
funny.
think so. From what I understand, he's just like a science personality. Like Neil
Really?
deGrasse Tyson is actually, I
Yeah,
believe, a
doctor,
science.
astrophysics,
He has a
whatever.
doctorate.
I'm looking this up.
I don't think
Bill
Neil.
Nye like degrees.
I don't think he does. I think he just.
Yeah, I mean you can do a lot of. You can be
Oh,
but he's like the
he's-
head of the Planetary Society.
Yeah, he's
CEO.
well read. He's.
See,
But I
like-
don't believe
Bill
he.
Nye scientist.
Oh, why Bill Nye is not a scientist and why it matters.
This is from Medium.com.
Why Bill Nye keeps getting bashed for not being a scientist.
It's hard to like.
What did Bill Nye the Science Guy invent? He invented an airplane.
Oh, sorry, he was a
part.
mechanical engineer.
Stop politicizing Bill Nye. He's
To be
more
fair,
of a
though, like-
scientist than you'll ever be.
What defines? Yeah. To be a scientist?
Sorry, let
you
me.
have to be-
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I guess he was always just a science guy.
he
not
doesn't have a
scientist.
degree. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Like,
have
can you be a
degree.
scientist without a degree?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding? He does it every day.
Yeah. No, that's why. So I would call him a scientist. A scientist is like anyone who's asking questions.
Yeah,
And
but at the
propose
same,
an hypothesis.
yeah,
I'm a
Of course,
scientist.
he's a scientist, but at the same time, I think a lot of people look to him for like,
It is surprising.
definitive like answers to
science
this
answers,
stuff.
and he's
But
not
the sa-
necessarily an expert.
Oh no, absolutely not. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Fair.
There are experts out there that aren't. I don't believe are as popular just because they don't wear bow ties.
Yeah, and they're not as good with public. Like a big issue with scientists is they're not very good at like making their message digestible for people.
No.
They're very highly technical, whatnot, and then they can't
Yeah.
like get it.
They
out
can't. Yeah, I was trying to think of.
Communicate.
I was trying to think of a better way to say what you said, but I thought it's pretty succinctly said. I'm just
No.
ditto.
All right, let's move on. It's enough space for us for one
there.
day.
Space, come
So,
on. Never
Josh-
enough space, then.
We have our. Do you want to do the Luke? Can you help me out? Do you want to do like a quick little like local news like like shift thing for the next little bit?
What are we moving into?
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Ready?
Breaking news coming in.
Whoa. Easy.
Hey,
It's
don't-
not the
dude.
1950s.
Yeah, come on. What do you think we're?
That's fine. Whatever.
Are we reporting on Vietnam? No, we're just doing.
Okay, try again. Rewind. Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. What do you?
Welcome
whoa.
to the next segment
What the
of our
hell?
show. I don't know what you want me to do.
Okay,
What do you-
I was
what's
just
the
forget
news?
it. I was just gonna the news. Josh is like our roving reporter.
Luke, you're not good on your
He's
feet.
reporting on Gay Day. Happy Gay Day.
Yeah.
Happy Pride Day,
Breaking
everybody.
news.
a
Joshua
little bit
McKenna
late.
attending
He's in the 50s
local
again.
festivities.
Why are we going back to
There was no Pride in the 50s.
Welcome. It's 1950.
Yeah.
I've been to Pride for the day.
Yeah.
There
What?
was no one there.
Yeah, no one is gay in
I got stoned.
1950. No one. So how was Pride, Josh? I didn't go.
It was actually it was a pretty good time. It was the longest parade I'd ever seen. Apparently it's 3 hours long.
Jeez.
That's hefty.
And Justin Trudeau was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw
Surprise,
him. So
yeah.
Did you see him? Did you shake his hand?
I did, because here's the thing.
Did you shake his hand?
Did you ask him
I-
to make a space for us? Because he should.
No. I went to the washroom, so I had to cross the street and go into the park, like at Sunset Beach, and then I came back, and then the people I was with, like one guy said to me, he said, "Oh, did you see him?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" Because I could hear people like cheering and stuff as I was walking back, but I figured it was like another drag queen just like rollerbladed by or something like that.
Okay,
'cause
it's
people-
not
people
just
kept doing
another
it.
drag queen.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, and I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, Justin Trudeau." I was like, "What? He was here?" And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, man, he's just right there." And I was like, "How long ago?" He's like, "Oh, like he's like not that far ahead right now." So I like sprinted. I started like running down the street. It's
see
like
my boy
so you,
pushing past
so
people
you,
and stuff
so
like
you
that.
jogged.
Yeah, no, I sprinted.
Yeah.
And then I see him, and he's
Sure.
like there. He's waving and stuff. I took a real cringy selfie with him in the background.
Nice.
But oh man, so cool. He was just strutting down the street. He's like, "Happy Pride, Happy Pride." Like that's pretty cool. I think you would never see that happen in the States ever. Like a president taking the time out of their day to go. You know,
Is behind to sit in a pride parade? No way.
you never see Stephen Harper doing that. Stop Harper.
No, he's a
Yeah.
robot. He doesn't have
Yeah.
pride.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. I was about 15 feet from our prime minister, and I liked
Yeah.
that. It was cool.
Well, our sitting prime minister. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
And so then, the parade was good for the most part. It had a lot of really cool stuff. There was some sort of weird stuff like Vancouver pups and handlers, which I'm not even going to go into. Don't ever
What?
look it up. Just
Uh-oh.
think about it.
Oh, dude, I
Um,
did hear about that one.
No.
That's
Yeah.
a spicy.
I didn't
one.
hear about it.
It's just I think
It's
there's
like-
there's some weird
Pups and
stuff.
hand-
You know.
No.
What I'm, yeah.
Don't
No.
don't talk. Don't
Yeah,
mention it on the.
Oh yeah.
But,
Luke
Yeah,
just
where
did
he's-
the
I-
most suggestive mime to me, and I got everything
Yeah.
that I needed to
Yeah.
know.
So it's just like
Listeners, if you feel the need, please look it up.
yeah. So there's some like weird stuff included in the parade, which I feel like I don't know. Like there's some weird stuff in the parade which I feel like isn't necessary to be in the parade, which makes it a lot less of a family-friendly event. You know?
Yeah, I was talking to my friends, right, and they were like, "It doesn't make any sense. Like people, or is that like
Yeah.
CNL, right? And they're like,
Yeah,
what's
because
going on? This
yeah,
doesn't make
'cause
it-"
it's
and people
it's
didn't
weird
want
for
to
it
be
to be
next to
there.
them. Like
Yeah.
other people in the parade were like, don't put us next to these other people
Yeah.
because it's like not representative.
Because it's
of
like
what we're
it's
working
kind of
towards.
like it's almost like it's almost like having like Black Lives Matter and then All Lives Matter comes along and they're like us too, and it's like you're kind of ruining the original movement. You know, it's more like it feels like there's some people there who are to like celebrate equality for people of different sexualities, and there's some people there to just like who want to have like a sex party.
yeah, get your
And it's
kink
kind
on.
of
It's like
it's kind of
just not,
weird. It's
you
like
know.
I feel like this should be like a family friendly event so we can have like our kids educated and stuff about like all the different sexualities. But it's like then there's so many of these like weird little things that are make it not family friendly, like the Vancouver pups and handlers. So you know,
Sounds
it's
so
just
innocent.
but for the most
Yeah,
part,
I had a much different idea.
It sounds
Yeah.
like. Oh,
but for the most part, it was really good. It was really well put together. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Went to Stefo's in the middle of the day. Had a
Ooh,
nice
ooh,
meal.
that-
It was
love me some Steffos.
it's real nice.
we collectively have hit this little team of three has hit Stefo's many
Many
an
times.
occasion.
We've hit it, and hitting is a light word. We've just
slammed it.
slammed it,
Yeah.
body slam, like a wrestler's finishing move on Steffos, several times.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really good day. It was a full day. There was lots of stuff going on down there. Lots of stuff to see. Got a lot of free stuff handed out to me. A lot of
Wow.
pride flags and stuff, you know.
Condoms,
But yeah,
mm,
people were chucking them everywhere,
left and right.
you know. So
Good. Hey, you know what?
yeah. But yeah, it was
Amen.
it was a good day. It was real warm out, real hot. Lots
Real
of fun stuff
hot,
to do.
Real
Yeah.
warm, real hot.
I don't know. Why'd you raise your voice when you said real hot? Real hot. Yeah, it was a little bit toasty out. Yeah, close to 30 degrees. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Maybe I'm reading into it too much.
But yeah, it was a good day, and I'd encourage anybody to go check it out
Mm-hmm.
next year. All right.
Now we
let's,
have our. You have another little report, Josh,
all right
on an
so-
internet challenge that needs to be shared with.
Breaking news.
All right, guys. So there's a brand new
Jesus
internet
Lord.
challenge, and it's called the hot water challenge.
What?
Yeah. So.
Like
Would it? Is it just people
No.
burning
So
themselves?
basically, you
No.
you boil a pot of water.
Is this an
Um,
actual one?
But
There's
then you
no
have
way.
no. This is an actual one. There's videos
What
of people doing
even?
it.
What even
Look it up.
defines an actual
So,
one?
so it's
What's
the
the
hot,
li- like? Is there?
Gains
it's
enough
the hot
following,
water
like a couple
challenge.
thousand
So
online? I
you
don't
boil
know.
hot water and then you have three choices of what to do with it. So you either can throw it on yourself, ice bucket challenge, but the hot water challenge, or you can drink it.
No.
You can throw it
No,
at
no.
others when they don't know it's coming.
I like that one. Third
Yeah.
one.
Is that not possibly the stupidest thing?
Dude, that's
You have
terrible.
ever
You're just like
heard of?
I would just prefer. You're just like sweet, dude. I'm gonna melt my whole skin.
Like people
For
are
the internet.
People are going to the hospital from drinking hot water for the hot water
That's
challenge, or like
disgust-
third
Oh,
degree
I can't think
burns
of
on
that's
their
like-
skin. Like
Isn't like getting boiled alive like one of the worst ways you could die? Like I feel like
yeah,
that sucks. You know, there's a lot of ways to die, and that's probably pretty bad. That's pretty high on the list.
like oh my gosh, it's just that. There's this one scene. Do you know the Evil Dead remake?
Yeah.
So there's this one scene which always like freaks me out. It's like it give me a little fear about like being in the shower and getting like locked in the shower at one point because
geez.
there's that scene where the girl like after she becomes possessed, she goes into the shower and she turns the hot water on all the way, and then the hot water box like lights on fire, and then the water coming out just like starts splitting her skin, and her skin
Oh
starts
yeah.
splitting and stuff.
Yeah. That was tough to
That
watch.
scene is like
that
freaking
was
terrifying.
tough to
So
watch.
I was thinking about that, and like when I'm like in a hot shower, I'm like,
Hot
oh, I better
water-
not turn
no.
on. Yeah.
What are the headlines here? The hot water challenge is natural selection in action.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
oh
yeah.
man.
If you do the hot water challenge, you'd probably just deserve
Like,
to die.
It's
you
like the
know?
Darwin
Whoa.
Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the Darwin Awards.
Come on.
I don't understand. This is one of the things you like train your kids. You know, they like stick their hand on a frying pan or something, and then they start like screaming, and you're like, "Look, Johnny, that's what you get, man. Don't do it again."
I
And then
think
you're like, "Let me help you out." But, like,
everybody who participates in the hot water challenge should be like exiled to like a Gulf island and have to live there amongst each other for the rest of their lives.
Yep, I can get behind that. And
It's
also,
Australia.
the thing that gets me, yes, please.
That's Australia back in the day. That's the, you know.
Honestly,
Just
you know,
kidding, I love
I have
Australians.
my dad's friend actually lived in Australia for a few years, and he said he loved it. You know, super hot. You know,
Super hot.
Super
Little, pretty hot.
hot,
Well, 32 degrees. A little
30 degrees maybe.
maybe.
What do you think,
Right,
Josh? What do you think, Josh?
Oh, that one. I don't like this one.
Yeah, no, but there's some other stuff on here,
What
like
is
just talking
that?
about other
Is he
stupid
just-
challenges where you hold your skin on like a burner for as long as you can.
So like a
That's
second?
So you melt your
dumb.
skin. Yeah, it's just, and then it talks about the Tide Pod challenge too, right? Like this stuff is just so stupid.
Dude,
Oh
that
man.
was, that was
But
good.
hey, also this ad is popping up on my computer. They have a university for cannabis training now.
Yeah,
Are you
they
I
do.
didn't know
serious?
you needed a university degree for that.
No, you don't.
Like, come on,
No,
how?
you do, Kieran. Come on.
Kieran.
Like,
No, you don't.
Like,
Kieran,
isn't this the
don't
freaking
be like that.
goofiest thing you've ever heard
No,
of?
yeah,
Cannabis
you-
Training University.
This is
Creepiest?
Canada's best
Cannabis
industry
training
Did you say
University.
creepiest?
That's pretty
No,
straight up. I
the
mean, they're Canada's
goofiest.
training.
Oh, goofiest.
Yeah.
I was like creepiest. Like I can think of a lot more creepy
Yeah.
things than people just like snipping leaf buds off like a little plant. Like
So you in school right now? Yeah. Oh, what school you going to? UBC, SFU, Langara?
CTU.
No, I'm going to CTU. Oh, what's that? Well, basically, I learn kind of like third grade like botanical stuff where I like learn how to plant plants.
pretty
you
much
know?
how to water,
I put seeds
uh,
in some soil and then I just pour some water on it. Yeah.
I think there's also some cutting involved. I've seen a video
Oh,
on
yeah.
Facebook about it. You cut the leaves off the plant too.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there's
wow.
some training in that as well.
Yeah.
Not defending it, but you guys need to get the bigger
I
picture. here.
look. I can imagine that there could be like a
Maybe some
like
soil
1 day
chemistry.
long course on this, right? Like
Yeah, like a
this
day
is how you
camp.
dry the leaves, and this is how you roll the joints. You know, a university,
Yeah, I don't know.
at one university. Like what are their different?
I don't think it's
faculties?
I am going out on a limb here, and
It's
I'm
not
going to say
physical.
it is not a university. They're
Yeah.
using it's
You have
like
to enroll.
It's like when they say like academy or like, you
Yeah.
know, it's like, it's just a camp, or like
Yeah.
yeah, and they just throw you through for
sort
a
of they
week.
just slap a label on it. It's like when you're
Slap a label. I agree.
you go to the dollar store and you see like brand name stuff, and you're like, that's not it.
That's
Yeah.
not
That's
it.
not it. You go to China, you see like Apple AirPods for $2. Like, yes, that's not Apple.
Fun fact: I bought a Apple Watch
Yeah.
for 100 yen in
Yeah.
Japan. It's $1.
Does it still work?
Nope. It's not. It's. I did try and take it apart. It's in progress. It's pretty. It's pretty well stuck together. I took it apart and I was like, yeah, this is not Apple.
This
Watch.
is worth
This is-
$1.
Yeah.
This is $1 worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was. I
And
was
they
like-
made money on this.
I was
dollar.
like, I was like to the guy. I was like, does this work? He's like, yeah, no battery. And I was like, sick.
you just need to put a battery in it. Eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I figured it was a scam, but it's still pretty neat.
Hey, for a yen, I'd wear it just for like, or what is it?
Yeah,
Sorry, 100 yen.
100 yen,
Sorry,
yeah.
$1. I'd
Yeah.
wear it just to like look
$1.12
like I wear
if
it.
you want to be specific. But
Oh, $1.12.
something like that.
Yeah.
But essentially, moral of this story though.
Yeah, we went on a long tangent. I
Just
didn't even
bringing
get to
it- bringing
finish
it
my
back
bit
to
on
the last
Australia. I didn't get to do a
That's
whole lot of
right.
things I wish I did.
Oh man.
Come
Regrets.
October, when cannabis is legalized in Canada, make sure that your cannabis is being given to you by someone who's CTU certified.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't whip out that CTU diploma,
Yeah, I
Do
want to
not
see it framed.
buy
don't
it.
trust them.
Yeah.
I want to see that puppy framed.
All right, let's move the flip on
Baptist. Josh and I went to a metal show
with Scott,
recently.
with Dr. Scott,
Last Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday. It was an extreme. Luke, have you heard about it? Has either
little
one of
bit.
us talked to you about it?
I've listened to Baptist.
Yeah, I played you a little bit.
Yeah, they're an interesting band. it was-
Metallic hardcore punk.
It was eye-opening.
Sometimes it's weird and uncomfortable. Like, you know what Josh was talking about? Weird makes you feel a little uncomfortable.
That's how I would describe
Sometimes.
it.
But overall, pleasant-ish.
I wouldn't say it was
Pretty
like
good. Josh has
I
played me
wouldn't-
some
I
good
really
ones.
enjoyed it.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say pleasant. Yeah, I wouldn't say pleasant. That's how I wouldn't use that to describe them.
I gotta be honest though. Yeah, I don't think that they're
Yeah, back me
It's
up
not-
on this
it's-
one, Josh.
It's,
I wouldn't
it's
call
not
it
like
pleasant.
it's not a pleasant listen. No,
No.
but it's like that doesn't
There's
make
really,
it.
when I think about it, it's really just unpleasant.
No, because I don't
But,
think that pleasant
a lack
lines
of
up with.
pleasantness.
Off the top of my head, there's not that many redeeming qualities. It's really,
No, but I would.
I feel a little shaken.
I wouldn't say that pleasant is pleasant doesn't necessarily align with enjoyable, right? Like I wouldn't call like Hereditary, great film. Pleasant.
that was
That's not a
unpleasant.
pleasant
Okay.
movie. It's very good though, and it's I
Enjoyable.
think enjoyable to watch because it's very good. So Baptist is far from pleasant in terms of lyrical content and the sound, but I wouldn't say it's unenjoyable. At least for me, I really enjoyed it. And for me, to be honest, knowing what the content of a lot of the songs is and a lot of the lyrics, I found the performance they put on to actually be very moving.
I can see that.
Well, I would say it was moving. I didn't understand a word. There was 3 bands that played. I didn't understand a word that any of them said. It was cool atmosphere. Like it was fun. But I wouldn't go to that, unless I was with probably like Josh.
Yeah.
I can't see myself being in that position.
Yeah.
It wasn't really my crowd.
But man, just the way that the lead singer would just like snap
Luke,
into it.
it was
Right? I've never
wild.
seen someone embody angst like this before. Okay.
He was
Like,
so angsty,
one
dude.
angsty boy.
Like
was
right,
angst.
like he started off the show and he's like, "Oh, hey everyone, thanks for coming." Right, and then
Yeah, he
the
was
second
talking.
that they went into the first song, right, it's just like this expression just came across his
Yeah.
face where it was like he was completely hollow inside, right?
Yeah.
And then he would only ever like lose this expression when he would like bring the mic up to his mouth to like scream something into it, right?
No, he wouldn't even lose the expression then. Like he would be like, his eyes would
Yeah.
like keep it, man.
But he'd have these moments where there'd be these like kind of crazy breakdowns in a song, and he'd just kind of like kneel on one of the speakers and at the front of the stage and just like look out at the audience,
Yeah.
but not really be looking at
Yeah.
anything in particular.
No, he wasn't.
And he would kind of be like one of those, those like English guards where they have to like stand perfectly still, right? He was like that. Like people would be like hitting him and like slapping him in the face and stuff to try to get him to like snap out of it, and he'd just like.
I don't think they were doing that.
I
but
saw a
they-
couple people slap him in the face one time trying to get him to snap out of it, and
Really?
he just didn't move like at all, right? And then until like his like part came back, and he just like was suddenly like throwing himself around again, like
Yeah.
even like during like the second song, he actually dove like face first into the crowd just to like kind of get the pit going, I guess, and stuff. But I guess he like, I've talked about the band before, right? How he's like, oh, this is like his therapy and stuff. But it's just wild, like, right? Like he took the mic stand and he threw it into the audience. Like, it was a really cool show to watch. I really enjoyed it.
There was 3 mics. One for the guitarist, one for the bassist, one for the lead singer. The lead singer broke 2 of them
Yeah.
and had to use the mic of the guitarist.
It must
to
have
keep
been a
going.
nightmare for like the sound people.
Oh
right,
my god, I
adjusting
felt
it.
so
Yeah.
bad. It was just like mic destroyed, mic destroyed. The guy was
'Cause,
like,
right, and they'll have different levels for backup.
Oh, yeah.
vocals, right? So. Yeah.
so the guy was just throwing it around and like, oh man, he like punched the speakers a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
and
The
at
thing
one-
I noticed about him punching that speaker too, because there's a speaker hanging from the ceiling, and he went up and punched it the first time, and then he looked like he had like immediate regret, like it really
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
And then
Broke
he
his
went
whole
up and
hand.
did it like 3
Again,
more
he
times.
kept
later.
doing it.
And every
Dude,
time he
that's the
did
angst.
it seemed like it was like immediate regret, and then he would like do it again. You know?
Mhm.
The show must go on.
I know, man. And he was lying on the ground at one point, and he was like, oh my god. And I could tell, like, he was drained,
Yeah.
we'll say. And
How do you think he tours?
They don't tour a ton. They're
Yeah.
from
Okay.
Vancouver.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, man, like doing that,
Yeah.
like having
When they
Like,
do,
even
when they
shows
do
and
do a
even
tour,
metal
it's
bands
usually
rained.
it's usually just like a little like down the west coast for a bit.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
But even metal bands that tour, I can't see.
that's nuts.
I cannot believe it.
The endurance.
I know. Everyone, all the, it was pretty hot in there, I will say.
Yeah.
But the lead singer especially, dripping with
Yeah.
sweat.
And right, and it's
Dripping.
not like it's not like he's just doing like soft singing where he just can like kind of chill and just like
Yeah.
oh yeah, you know, like sing along, right? He was
Like
like
every fiber of his being was in that moment in the
like
song.
whenever
it was crazy
he
to watch.
like belted something out, like every syllable like took all of him. Like you could see his whole body strain, right? But I don't know. I really enjoy
that's
them,
cool.
and I'm really proud that they're from Vancouver. And I thought they
Congrats,
really lived.
Josh.
I had a lot of hype put into this show.
Proud of you too, Josh.
Had a lot of hype put into the show. I was really waiting for it because it was like the first time they performed since releasing their new album. So I was really excited to see a lot of these songs live, and it lived up to hype. I really enjoyed the show. Played every song I wanted to hear except for one, so I'll take that. And really happy with that.
I will say though, Luke, we got there at 9:30ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to this scummy dive bar on East Hastings, the poorest postal code in Canada. Get to this scummy dive bar. There's like fly paper hanging from the ceiling in front of the bar. And we're waiting around, and we're kind of waiting, and no one's really in there. And also, just a quick little thing that I felt I should mention. I think you would understand it. I walked past a little vending machine thing. You know those things you put a quarter in, you twist the knob, and you get a handful or whatever. I looked quickly, and I thought it was a vending machine full of teeth, and then I wasn't even surprised, and I looked closer. It was peanuts. And I thought, you know what? Tomato, you know?
Tomato.
But they
man.
didn't get started. The first band didn't get started till like 10:30.
Yeah, like Baptist didn't actually come out till
10:30
12:30, and I've
in
never
the
seen one of
morning.
these shows
And
start
I
that
worked
late.
at 7.
Kieran was so mad.
I-
Like, he
I would
actually looked like he was
be
gonna
like
cry.
I was in the middle of like right on the edge of the pit, and I would look over at Scott's phone, and Scott would like turn on his phone and look at it, and he'd look up at me and kind of like have a
Like a little
little pity grin on his face, and he'd turn the phone to me, and it showed like 1 a.m, and I'm like,
You're like, excellent.
oh,
So we didn't get home till
no.
like 2 a.m.
I didn't go to
That's so
bed
funny.
until 3.
Scott had a good time though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 4 hours of sleep, man. It was horrible.
That's the dream.
Yeah, and then I got a
Sure.
to Pride the next day. So I was
not
just-
my dream, but yeah. I
I-
know. You
I was
kept
dying.
asking me to like
I was
come
like, Kieran, get
downtown.
down here.
I'm
Yeah.
working.
Kieran, you can't stop.
What do you
gotta keep
mean?
going.
I'm working.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't even come at 3 when you were off work.
What do you mean?
Live a
Pride's
little, Kieran.
over.
Live a little.
Pride is over
No, it's
at
not,
3.
Kieran. Oh my gosh, it goes all night. Are you joking with me?
Kieran, you homophobic guy.
You're
Dude.
a homophobic guy. I didn't get
Dude.
home till like 1 a.m.
You silly goof.
Dude,
What are you doing?
You have
I'm
to
trying
keep
remember.
pushing.
I went out after that.
You went and took a nap.
I did take a nap. It was great. I really enjoyed it actually. I think I enjoyed that nap more than I enjoyed going to Pride.
Ooh.
You don't know
Dude.
because you've never been there because apparently you
Just
don't support
slammed Pride.
sexuality.
How do you know
straight.
that though? Just because I don't go to Pride doesn't mean that I don't support that.
You don't actively support it.
How do you know?
You choose a nap. You choose sleep. You choose
Yeah.
like peaceful
nap over-
non-existence
Yeah.
Yeah.
over.
I still consider
That's-
myself existing when I have a nap,
It's
Luke.
a little
I
disappointing.
mean, you're
Kieran.
conscious. You kind of like.
I do consider myself
Yeah, you
semi-conscious.
Really?
When I nap, yes. I dream. Do you?
I wouldn't say like you're not really like aware of like yourself though.
Are you self-aware when
True.
you dream?
You know, so that I think consciousness.
Sure, unless
is,
you have
like,
a lucid
having,
dream,
like
perhaps.
self, being aware.
Sometimes you know
the fact
that it's
you
you. in
exist
the
as a
dream.
Yeah,
So-
a lucid dream, yeah.
Yeah, unless you have one of them.
No, then I guess I am not aware of myself then.
So I would say you cease to exist.
Ouch.
Shit.
Damn. You should. Oh my
So-
gosh, Luke.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
That's the first
Oh.
time we've ever had. Actually, Kieran swore a bunch, and I had to spend like an hour editing it one time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was quoting.
Let's bleep that one out.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we will. Don't worry about it. Sorry, what were you saying? Pride. Yeah, you know what? Okay, just because I don't go to Pride doesn't mean I don't support people with other sexualities.
All right. Okay.
And I did
I would
enjoy
just
that.
rather sit on my couch
Yeah.
than do anything to actively support them.
Yeah.
I did something though. I was talking to people and they said, "Oh yeah, the parade's over," and I was like, "Oh okay, well."
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
it's not
"Alright,
just the
sounds
parade.
like
It's a
gay
whole
rights are
day.
done."
Yeah. It's like, oh well, gay day's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 days over. So,
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Back
Yeah,
it up.
Alrighty.
That's
Adios. Till next year.
That's it. Till next year.
Let's hit song of the week. Shall
Song of the
we?
week. What are we rocking here for time wise? How much time do I have
We
to?
got 7 minutes left.
Oh, we got acres of space to.
Acres of space.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Did you just spill water.
Oh,
everywhere?
for the love of Sam Hill!
Why would you not do it up?
It was closed.
Oh, okay, good.
Had a mini heart attack there. Sorry, Luke, you're the guest. You can share your song of the week first.
My song of the week is.
You can't remember? You have to check
Nope,
your phone?
It's. I remember half the name, but not the full name. Peace Blossom Boogie.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Peach Blossom or Peace
Peace.
Blossom?
Peace.
By who?
Boogie. We'll find out.
Oh, you have to
It
check
came
again.
in like one of them playlists that you get on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like the daily mix kind of business. And I was like, this is good. It's by the Babe Rainbow.
The Babe Rainbow.
Yeah, have not looked at anything else they have. But it's a good jam. It's
Why?
like sort of. It's a very summery, like. 70s-ish, like kind of. Like a chill rock kind of business, and it's got a good feeling to it. I play it when I'm at work at the outdoor pool
Cool.
when I'm guarding.
Oh, do you get ox?
Huck that boy on the ox.
Dang.
Oh yeah, everyone loves it.
Do they give you rules for when you...
Yeah, you can't have cuss words.
Yeah.
You can't be like, had so much sex and I love cocaine. You
Yeah.
know, like my favorite
So as
songs
long
like that.
as long
can't
as there's
have
not
that.
inappropriate content, you
Yeah.
can play
It's
whatever
gotta
you
be pretty
want.
family friendly.
So if we can put Baptist on, but a clean song.
Well, you could put Baptist on because I feel like no one would be listening close enough. Like,
Yeah, I
like
was
you can't
just
hear.
gonna
You can't
say.
make out as long as you can't make out the lyrics. Like, there's one guy who always puts on Spanish music,
Oh yeah.
and because he speaks Spanish,
Mm-hmm. No one else does there, I'm sure.
and funny enough, he's actually Indian, but he's he's pretty, like, solidly, you know.
What are you trying to
East
say
Indian.
here?
And then he's like,
So he's East Indian, yeah.
it's just not a usual. It's not usual for someone who is of that ethnicity to be completely fluent in Spanish, in my experience.
Yeah.
So I was surprised pleasantly.
What do you, yeah, okay. I don't
So
know.
it was
What,
so
funny for him
far-
to say my favorite music is Spanish music. I
Okay,
just
so
love
we've
it.
established Lucas racist and Ciaran is a homophobe.
Yeah.
At least I'm nothing.
Yeah. Josh is just angsty and.
I'm just angsty.
yeah,
troubled.
he's
Troubled and angsty.
weird in a bad way.
weird in a bad way. Josh is like the kid who's coming to shoot up the school.
Oh my! Whoa!
Luke!
Uh-oh.
Oh my
This is not
gosh!
good.
man. What are you doing? You're single-handedly.
man.
You are single-handedly
This is why you have not been on the
dismantling our
podcast.
podcast from the inside out.
Dang.
Why do you think we've waited till episode 12 to have you on? We wanted to
Dang.
give you ample
I'm just
time to
saying,
review your
I
homework.
look at Josh, I get a weird vibe.
Oh my
Dang,
gosh!
son.
Stop it!
No,
Stop
Ciaran,
it!
do your
stop
song of the week quick before
Okay.
he does anything else.
My song of the week is "Sweet" by Brockhampton. Brockhampton is a
I've heard good things.
kind of like a hip hop
Yeah.
collective, I guess, of a bunch of guys that do a bunch of different things. Like
Didn't
some
they just
rap.
kick one guy out for like
Uh,
sexual assault or something like that?
Yeah, I believe. I don't know the details of it, but I do know that a guy was kicked out and he
Yeah.
had some issues with. Yeah, I guess I don't know if it was sexual assault or just straight up assault. I was gonna say good old fashioned, but I'm like, nah, that's because
You don't want to stoop to Luke's
Yeah,
level.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I'm pinned as the bad guy this episode.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it.
Okay, yeah, I won't take that villain mantle away from
To
you.
be fair, I feel like I was not cleared on the etiquette for this show.
What are you talking about?
You should've
You've
listened to
to
other
other
episodes.
Look, I listened to a few.
And you've also had 50. How many minutes? I don't know, 57 minutes
58.
of being very PG when we talk about things to understand.
Yeah, I was. Look, to make my comment, school shooting is a terrible thing. Is obviously awful. You got all kinds of terrible business.
You're making it worse. Making it worse.
Like they say.
Just move on from the topic.
Dude, just leave it. You don't need to justify yourself. Just
When you-
move on.
Dude, what? You're already in a
I gotta
hole.
draw out the
Stop
moment. I
digging
gotta
it deeper.
draw out the awkward.
Oh man.
Continue with the song. Continue with the assault. Good old assault.
Brockhampton, they're like a hip hop collective. Some guys rap, some guys sing, some guys play instruments. It's very interesting about how they kind of share the creative talent. It's like from my understanding of it, I don't know a lot about them. I have listened to a few of their songs, and I am a big fan. It seems extremely varied in terms of like the music that they create.
Yeah.
And it's a huge amount. Like they have a huge discography. Like some of their albums, they have like 3 or 4 albums now, and a couple EPs, and they're all like the albums, at least the LPs, are 16 songs, like 17 songs
cool.
long. So they do pump out a lot, and it seems like every song it features a new voice and a new,
Perspective.
member of the group. Yeah, bringing
Yeah.
a new perspective, bringing a new musical element. I find it really interesting, and it's pretty catchy, and it's funky beats and stuff like hip hop kind of rap and singing. So it gets you boogieing
Gets
and
you grooving.
it gets you grooving in a good way, Josh.
It's weird in a good way.
It gets your body moving in a good way.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Josh. So we set up this structure of Luke going first because he's the guest, and me going second because Josh always roasts me for my choice of music. So
That's
Josh.
okay. I got nothing.
yeah,
Yeah. I've heard good things.
really?
Yeah.
Have you listened to any of them?
No.
Okay, if you listen to him, you probably would have some. I don't know. I don't think you'd really enjoy him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
Fair
listen
enough.
to
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't.
them.
Yeah. Keep your mind closed off in a little box
Ooh.
there. Yeah. You not.
You just want to fight, don't you?
Oh, I'm picking a fight here. I'm taking off the gloves. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. I'm ready to step into the ring and go 15 rounds with you. And I don't know. That's all I got there.
You going back to the 50s again?
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
going
yeah.
for actually with that little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
But okay, so I am kind of stuck between two songs. So
as always,
it's happened like once before. So I'm
more than once. More than once.
max twice. I will go back and look at the
3
records.
times.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna say 3 times.
No, absolutely not. We'll revisit this next week.
3 times.
But so it's between All Them Witches dropped the new song. It's a real weird one. It's got
86 fish onions.
Whoa, fish belly 86 onions.
Oh, I knew there
got
was
a
80,
real weird
I knew there was
name.
86 fish and onions in it at some point.
It's got a real weird name. But I
What
that-
kind of weird is it?
Is that the guy that's the song? Sorry, that counts to 20.
yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah, there's this one break where he
20.
just counts to 20 in the middle of the song instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes all the way to 20, and it's super weird. And the first time I heard the song was I saw a live video of them doing it before they'd released it, and I had no idea how to feel about it at first. But
It made you feel weird in a bad way.
yeah, it made me feel weird in a bad way initially,
Mm.
but recently it's grown on me, and I'm really happy to hear the group trying new stuff. It's a little more upbeat than most of their stuff, but it's all based kind of on like one riff, and then they just kind of jam on it, and there's some real good like kind of keyboard passages on there and stuff, and yeah, I think it's a real enjoyable jam now. And aside from that, the other one I've been really enjoying recently is I recently picked up Sgt. Pepper's on vinyl, and A Day in the Life, the final track. That's really good. I really like that song. I think it's one of the highlights of the albums, and I like that both John Lennon and Paul McCartney sing on it, and it's got a really interesting structure, the way it just switches like completely in the middle after doing that super long A chord. So there's some interesting orchestration attached to it, but also some kind of cool like stripped down moments, and I just think it's got a really good melody, and it's obviously a super important song from one of the greatest albums ever made, if not the greatest. So
Wow.
yeah. So
Aren't you just so cultured, getting your greatest song ever from your greatest album ever,
and you're just
from
jealous.
your greatest band ever?
You're just
Wow.
jealous.
Jealous of what? Sorry, that's my
Ciaran,
water
oh my
bottle
gosh,
again.
Can you
just
chill out and
spill
stop
water everywhere, man?
destroying
No, the
the
lid's
room?
still on.
But yeah, that's the those are my songs of the week.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, we're just coming up to just over an hour here.
You want to put a cap on it?
Yeah, it's been a great podcast. We've been away
Already?
for a while.
Yeah. Where have we been, Josh? Where?
We've had a bit of trouble aligning schedules. I mean, you
Yes.
were out in
Sunshine
the
Coast.
Sunshine Coast. I was
Beautiful
over
up there.
at
You
Sun
ever been up
Peaks. I have been
Oh,
with your
nice.
family.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, of course. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Sun Peaks as
Yeah.
well. Great place.
Yeah,
Love
real
it.
nice. I was
Okay.
up in Sun
Mhm,
Peaks
good
for a bit.
time. Yeah, highly
and-
recommend.
Yeah. So we've been away from the mics for a bit, but it feels good to be back. Feels good to be back.
I love that, man. No word of a lie. When you, oh man, oh, that was like radio, like gold right
Yeah.
there. We've been away from the mics for a bit, but we're happy to be back. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I gotta say, I have been missing it. I've been watching like podcasts and stuff,
Oh, you watch them?
or listening to them sometimes. But there's like
My
some of them
personal
have
favorite way to consume that form of medium.
Oh, really? Really?
Visually.
Well, no,
you
they
enjoy it?
have visual ones like the H3
Oh yeah, of
podcast.
course.
I guess, yeah,
of course.
it's-
yeah.
I know what you're saying. I
Um,
was just poking.
I've been
fun at you.
watching them recently though, because I haven't been driving around listening to them. I've just like put them on like.
I've
at
been
night or
driving
something.
around listening like some
Yeah.
plebeian, like
Jeez.
some kind of
Luke,
commoner.
Well,
Oh
no,
my
because
gosh.
usually during
Look at
during
this
the
guy, Luke.
think-
Like, come
during
on.
during the year, I'll like drive to school and listen to him, right? So I'm not driving as much right now. Sorry,
But
Sorry.
we're not,
Um,
hey, you don't
but-
need to apologize, man.
but yeah,
So
I've
you need to
been.
justify yourself.
Yeah.
I learned that mistake.
But yeah, listening to you and watching podcasts, and I gotta say, I've been missing it. Watching other people do it, but not doing it myself recently.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back to the mics.
Just
you know?
rolling up the sleeves and banging this one out.
Good to be back at it. You know,
Yeah.
good to be casting again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
But anyways, thank you so much to Luke for coming on this episode.
Hey, thank you.
Even though you destroyed everything we
Look,
stand
man,
I
I'm
know.
really sorry.
Um,
no,
It's
yeah.
okay. We'll probably have you on in a little bit.
for.
Maybe like 20 episodes later, just to
Once
make
all
sure that
the-
we
Once the
rebuild.
bad
Once
media
the
has
public
cleared,
outcry
Once we
comes out
rebuild.
and you come back on to issue a public apology.
Yeah, once
So-
I publish once I renounce my actions.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you
Special-
next
oh,
week.
I was going to
Oh,
say,
sorry.
muchas gracias, Paulina y Mauricio. I don't know
Sí.
what for the
Sí.
means in Spanish, but thank you very much for the
Incencio.
incencio.
Yeah, I gotta say, it smelled like there was a real like
Egyptian in here.
yeah,
I'll
a real
send-
Egyptian
Smelled like
man,
a real
real
live
classy
dead
Egyptian
dead
man,
Egyptian,
like a
mummified
mummy.
Egyptian?
Like there's a mummy
Sure.
at the back. Yeah.
real
Yeah.
live dead Egyptian.
Or you just
Is what
you,
it smelled
you
like.
stepped onto the streets of Cairo and took a big old
Stepped
fat,
right onto a dead Egyptian.
big old fat whiff of that musk of that city.
Camel poo.
Sure,
Yeah.
lots of other dead things too.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.
Luke.
You got to say goodbye now, Luke.
Goodbye.